Hey guys, welcome back everybody. So today we're gonna cover how to configure the static route on the iOS XR router. So I don't need to explain you what is the meaning of a static route and how does this static router works, because we have seen from the CCNP Enterprise and the CCI Enterprise, even the CCNA Enterprise as well. Just to show you the configuration on the iOS XR, quick overview, I'll give you the static routing is a manual way to define the routing. So you need to go on every boxes, right? You need to go on the router number one, define the routing for the these network and the these network. You need to go the router number two and define the route for the these network and the these loopback as well, and so on, right? So if you see this topology, I have a simple topology right now. It's a linear topology. I have it. And I have a loop back over here is 1.0/8, and the router 1 and router 2, we have a 12.0/24. Router 2 and router 3, we have a 23.0/24. And router 3 and router 4, we have a 34.0/24. Eventually, I have a one loop back as well. My goal is what? My goal is I want to achieve the communication between this loop back to the this loop back, right? That's an end-to-end communication I need to achieve. And this thing I want to achieve through the help of static route. And this is static route I want to configure on a iOS XR router. So the first thing is what we have to do, that we need to configure the IP address. So what we can do that, I'll just open the notepad and start my configuration for the IP addressing. So on router number one, sorry, on router number one, we need to go and configure the interface gig 0/0/0 IP address 12.1/24. So if you haven't watched my first video on the how to configure the IP address on the ISXR router, so I suggest you to better to watch this video if you have no idea how to configure the IP addressing. Now we have a no shutdown interface loopback number one. IP address will be 101 slash, let's go with the 8 right now. And I want to also configure this guy as a host name will be R1. All good. Now we have a commit this guy because I want to save this configuration. That's my second stage configuration. R2, we have an interface host name will be R2 interface 0/0/0/0. And we have IP address will be 10.112.2/24. Right. And then finally we have a interface gig 0/1. I have IP address 10.123.2/24. No shutdown. Then interface. Okay, I am not going to configure the loopback over here. On R3 as well, we have interface 0/ host name will be R3, and interface 0/0/0/0 IP address 23.3 as well /24. No shutdown. So I can give the IP addressing my this way and this way as well, right? So this is my router 3. I have done with the 23.3 now. Let's configure the 34.3 now. Interface gig 0/0/1 34.3. Commit this guy, save the configuration on router 4 now. Finally, we have interface gig 0/0/0 IP address 34.4. Come on. And loop back, we have 4.4.4.4/32. Okay, forget to configure the host name R4. Oh, sorry. All good now. So what we can do that, let's configure the IP will part first of all. I'll take a console of this router. And change the size appearance. We have to go with the 12 is better. Save it. And R2 as well, R3 as well, and R4 as well. Give the username as a law. Cisco1 is my password. Cisco1 is my password. Law is username. Cisco1 is my password. Same thing on the R2 as well. Law username. Cisco1 is password. Cisco1 is password. R3 law Cisco1. Cisco1. Law Cisco1. That's all. Command. Yeah. So law Cisco1. Cisco1. If you have no idea about how to configure the static routing and what, sorry, not how to configure, I'm so sorry. If you don't know how to, like, what is the use of static route and what is the theory of the static route, I better to suggest you check the videos on the CCI Hub channels. There is a lots of static router videos where we have explained how to what is the static route, why do we need a static routing as well. All good. Okay. Just go in. Because if I want to make a theory of static routing on the IO6R, it will take so much time, right? So better to configure this part. And what I can do that, I'll copy and paste it on router number 1. All good. Come with this guy. R2 as well. Here we go. R3 we have. Here we go. And R4 we have. Here we go. Good, right? So now you can see that on the router number 1, if you put the command show IPv4 route, so IP dot, you can see that I have these my connected routes we have. In static routing, what happened, we need to define the route which are not present in my local routing table. So if you see on the router number 1, I have a 12.0, I have a 1.0, which is my directly connected route. I do not have this route, I do not have this route, I do not have this route. So I need to define these routes, right, on my R1 routing table. How we can define? Based on the static route. So step number 2, we have configure the static route. How we do that on a router number 1. If you remember that on the iOS router or even the iOS XC as well, you do configure the static route like this way. You need to give the command IP root. And let's example for the one network right now. And then you can give the next hop will be 12 or 2, something like that. But on the iOS XR, it's totally different way to configure the static route. You need to go in the static mode. So I need to put the command router, right? If you go on the router 1, I'll show you this command line, config terminal. I'll put the command router and put the question mark over here, right? So most of the things, right, you're going to configure through the router keyword only. So you can see that the option we have a static route now. So I'll keep the command router static. Now I need to give the option, right? If you want to put the question mark, they will help you, right? Which option you should go. So if you see, they're asking to configure the address family, static route, address family configuration. So I need to go to the sub command mode right now, which is my address family. Which address family? Because I want to configure the IPv4. So I have an IPv4 as well. That's all. Now what I can do that, I need to define the route, which route I don't have it. So if you put the question mark, right, they're asking you to configure the ABCD length, right, which is the 1.101 and slash value, the subnet mask information. So I simply call on a call. So I do not have these information. I do not have these information and these information on the router number 1. So let's configure this guy. So I'll put this command over here so that you can easily refer it. Address family IPv4 unicast. And I'll simply gonna put the command 10.123.0/24. My next hop will be 12.2, right? This is how we can configure it. 10.123.0/24. With the question mark, I have an option to define the next hop, 10.112.2. That's all. Same thing for this guy as well. Sorry, 10.134.0/24. Next hop will be 10.112.2 and 10.1, sorry, not 10.1/4.0/8.2 and commit this guy. That's all. On R2 as well, router is static. On R2, if you see, I'm on R2 right now. On R2, which route I don't have? I have a C, that's a 12.0. I have a C, that's a 23.0. That's my directly connected out for the R2. I do not have a 34.4 and the 1. These route, I don't have it. So I need to configure this route. Okay. So let's take example 34.0/24. Next hop will be 23.3. 1.0.0/8 right now. Next hop will be 12.1 and 4.0. So depend on the direction, your next hop will be modified. So if I would like to go to this network, my next hop will be my neighbor IP address. If I go to this network, my next hop will be my neighbor IP address. So R2 has a neighbor, this guy. For this direction, my neighbor will be this guy. commit this guy. And on R3 as well, router is static. So if you see on R3, which router I don't have it. I already have a 23, which is my directly connected. I already have a 34, which is my directly connected right now. Which router I don't have? This router I don't have, this router I don't have, and this router I don't have. Okay, 10.1.12.0/24, and next will be 23.2, 10.1/8, 10.1.23.2, and 4.0.0/8, 10.1.34.4. That's good, right? On a commit this guy. On a R4 as well. On a R4, if you see, I have my directly connected router, which is a 4.0, and I have a directly connected router with a 34.0. I don't have this one and this one. Router static, address family. Here we go. 34.3, 10, sorry, 12.0/24, 34.3, and 1.0/8, 34.3. Come with this guy. So of course, right? Router 4 wants to go to this direction. So my neighbor IP address, right? Router 4 has a neighbor IP address will be 34.3. That's good. So now we can copy and paste it. The static route is the, I'm so sorry. The static route is the one of the secure way to configure the routing. No attacks. Uh-oh. So sorry. It's a more secure way of do the routing. R2, orbit, R3. There we go. And R4. Something I missed that. Okay, yeah, there's a mistake. Okay. So now you can see that on the router number 1, show IP root first of all. I can have a look, have a port network, same, same verification that you have done in the iOS one. So I have a 81 and 0 as a metric. The next up is 12.2 right now. This route has been installed 38 seconds ago. See the detail for this guy as well, 4.0.0/8. Right? You can see that this distance is 1 right now. The metric is 0. Static route does not use the concept of the metric. It uses the concept of the AD. So if you want to manipulate the path, you have to use the AD. They do not have a metric concept. Right? That's all. Okay, anything else I can check it. So Ceph 4.0.0.0/8. Right? This route has our next hop would be 12.2. All good. So what I can do that, I'll make a ping pong. So let's make a ping to the 4.4.4.4.4. And I'm going to use my source interface, or let's make a, 101 right now. So I'm going to make a ping from this loop back to this guy, right? Hit enter right now. And you can see that I do have a connectivity. So when I send the packet, right, my packet has a source will be 1.1.101. Destination is 4.4.4.4.4. So whenever the packet comes to router number 1, router 1 said that, hey, do I have a route for the 4.4.4? Yeah, I do have it. According to my routing table, I need to forward the packet to the home 12.2. And how does this 12.2 is connected? This 12.2 is connected by this particular interface. So here we are doing the recursive lookup. So first time lookup I did for the destination. Second time I'm lookup for the exit interface. First time I did the lookup for the destination. I do not have exit interface over here. That's why I'm doing the second time lookup for the exit interface. Now the router 1 will forward the packet to the router number 2 as per the routing table. R2 will receive this route, the 4.4.4.4 packet. say that, hey, do I know the 444 according to my routing table? I would like to forward the packet to the 23.3. And how do I reach to the 23.3? Via the this particular interface, gig 0/0/1. So it's going to forward the packet to the 23.3 via the gig 0/0/1. When R3 will receive this packet, R3 said, hey, do I have any idea about the core network? Because a router will do the destination lookup by default. And that's why we call this guy the destination based routing. It doesn't mean that router cannot look up the source. It do, right? Sorry, it does. It's totally depend on the requirement, right? So right now the default behavior is a destination lookup right now. R3 received this packet, so that, hey, I know this guy. I need to forward the packet to the 34.4. It's gonna forward the packet to the 34.4 via which interface? I'm gonna do the recursive lookup. Gig 0/0/1 is gonna forward the packet to the R4, and R4 it's a directly connected route. So when the R4 will receive this packet, say, hey, this packet is meant for me only. I'm gonna receive this packet. And then so same way what happened, it will give the reply. So when it will give the reply, source will be 4, destination will be 1. It's going to give the packet to the R3, R3 will give the packet to the R2, same like that. And R1 will finally receive this packet. So this is how the packet flow is going to work. And this is how you can configure the static route. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So this is how you can, so step 1, you can configure the IP addressing, right? And step 2, you can configure the static route as well. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in the next video to the another way to configure the static route as well.